We live in a time where there's so many stories of heroes, like Captain America, for instance, a skinny kid from Brooklyn who takes a super soldier serum and becomes Captain America during World War II. And heroes are forged and molded by their environments. Similarly, thousands of years ago, another story of another Greek hero based on the myth of the Trojan War was written in Homer's Iliad. And for those of you who don't know, the Trojan War or the Iliad is the war that was started because of Aphrodite, or her Roman name Venus, won a beauty contest because Paris, the son of King Priam of Troy, chose her as the most beautiful woman goddess on the earth. And as a prize, she gave him Helen, who was already married to Menelaus, one of the kings of Greece, of ancient Greece. The hero of this myth and story is Achilles, the son of King Peleus and the sea goddess or nymph Thetis. Achilles is a hero molded by war, and according to many events in the Iliad, his time is one when women like Helen did not have much say in who they married. A time when the marriage of Helen and Menelaus was supported by all of ancient Greece to the point where they went to war to protect it because it had been infringed upon. Now, back to Achilles and some background on his birth. When Achilles was an infant, his mother did not want to lose another son like her previous 6 sons, and bathed Achilles in the river Styx. His father, seeing her actions, immediately stopped her right before his heel could have been dipped, effectively keeping his heel mortal and making Achilles immortal. Hence the term Achilles' heel. His parents' actions here helped mold Achilles into the hero he would become, one who was partly immortal, yet had one mortal spot that if he were, and he was eventually struck there, he would be killed. But he would only achieve glory after he was killed.
I knew they would come for you. Long before you were born. I knew they would come. They want you to fight in Troy. I'm making you another seashell necklace. Like the ones I used to make you when you were a boy. Do you remember?
Mother. Tonight I decide.
If you stay in Larissa, you will find peace. You'll find a wonderful woman. You'll have sons and daughters, and they will have children. And they will love you. When you're gone, they will remember you. But when your children are dead, and their children after them, your name will be lost. If you go to Troy, glory will be yours. They will write stories about your victories for thousands of years. The world will remember your name. But if you go to Troy, no, you will never come home. For your glory walks hand in hand with your doom. And I shall never see you again.
Achilles was so strong that even the Trojans were afraid when they saw his armor appear on the battlefield, even if it was just Patroclus who was wearing his armor. Because just the sight of his armor terrified the Trojans and his enemies. When Achilles rejoined the war with his new armor crafted by Hephaestus, god of forges, volcanoes, and fire, they were even more in fear. And Achilles only rejoined the war when his best friend, like a brother to him, Patroclus, was killed by Hector. And in his rage, Achilles was impatient to fight and kill Hector, yet his mother asked him to wait while she talked with Hephaestus to give him his new armor.
He even moved like you. Where is it?
Never hesitate. Nervous? Petrified.
You told me never to change sword hands.
Yes. When you know how to use it, you won't be taking my orders.
Then, with his new armor, Achilles proceeded to slaughter various Trojans, even one of King Priam's other sons, who begged Achilles to let him live. Yet Achilles killed him. And Achilles even took on the river god Scamander, who would have killed Achilles if some of the gods had not intervened. These actions that Achilles committed are actions that the world today would not consider heroic. Yet, Achilles was not a modern day hero. He's one molded by war. His name does still live on, and he is still a legendary hero. Achilles may have lived centuries ago, but his story, like his mother's prophecy, has lived on throughout all these years.
You really think death frightens me now? I watched my eldest son die, watched you drag his body behind your chariot. Give him back to me. He deserves the honor of a proper burial, you know that. Give him to me.
He killed my cousin.
He thought it was you. How many cousins have you killed? How many sons and fathers and brothers and husbands? How many, brave Achilles?
Achilles was not acting heroic. Yet, he is still considered a hero, because in Book 16, when Achilles lets Patroclus engage the Trojans in his armor, he addresses his men, the Myrmidons, and he addresses his failure as their leader of not leading them into battle and staying in his tent the whole time they were there instead of fighting as they were there to do. Then in Book 24, Achilles shows his true heroic side and releases Hector's body to Priam when he could have hardened his heart, rejected his request, and killed Priam on the spot, who was at Achilles' mercy. Because in a war, that's what you would expect, especially then. Instead, Achilles listened to Priam, had Hector's body cleansed, and offered a 12-day respite according to Greek customs to the Trojans. And against King Agamemnon's wishes, he used his agency and he chose to turn the body over. He redeemed his prior actions and he showed that he is a hero, and he showed why his legend does live on. Achilles is a hero molded by war, a war in a time where many cultural practices would not be acceptable today. One where the war was fought because of the actions of Helen and Paris, who infringed Menelaus' marriage to Helen, and Venus, Aphrodite. This was Achilles' time, and this is what molded him to be the hero he is known for today.
that everyone?
What, you wanted more?
So, despite not winning a couple Academy Awards, the 2004 Troy movie was actually not liked by readers of Homer's Iliad because of the many inconsistencies it had with the book. However, I did like the casting. I mean, I find that the casting of the movie's characters were really spot on with the book's characters, because Brad Pitt as Achilles was really well chosen, and some of the other characters too, but that's just my 2 cents. What do you guys think?